You ever wonder why she keeps looking at him? Not the guy her age, not the one with the gym membership and rehearsed charm, but him, the man with a few lines on his face, quiet in a room full of noise, sipping his coffee like he's lived through a war. He doesn't talk about. She's drawn to something in him, not flash, not status, something older, something heavier, something real. And here's the part. No one tells you if you're a man past 35. You might already have what younger women chase, but you've been too busy doubting yourself to notice. So before you dismiss her glances, before you think she'd never want someone like me, listen closely, because there are 5 qualities older men carry like ghosts in their coat pockets, and they don't just attract younger women, they haunt them. Trait number 1. Let's begin. 1. The calm before the storm. You ever walk into a room and feel it like something's off? Not in a bad way, in a who the hell is that guy kind of way. That's the energy of an older man who knows who he is. He doesn't wear cologne that punches you in the nose. He doesn't talk loud, doesn't flash his watch, doesn't try to make you laugh like he's auditioning for a role. He'll never get number. He just is. And you know what? Younger women, they notice, because what they're surrounded by day in, day out is chaos, loud, fast, frantic texts at 2 a.m. from boys who've mistaken emojis for intimacy. And think wide is a genuine question. Now, picture this. She's walking into a cafe, she's 24, tired of the boys who love the chase and hate commitment. She orders her overpriced latte, and then she sees him. He's older, reading a real book, not scrolling. TikTok. There's a slight crease between his brow, not from stress, but from thought, from living, maybe even from pain. She can't explain it. But something draws her in. It's not lust. Not yet. It's curiosity, like walking into a foggy forest and hearing something. Breathe out there in the dark. She doesn't know if it's a monster or a miracle. And somehow that's even more intoxicating. Because this man, he's calm, and in a world of men who tremble text too fast and apologize for their own shadow, that calm, that's power. The Stoics knew it. And you feel it when you're near an older man who's made peace with silence, who doesn't fear stillness. You want to know what makes him magnetic. It's not the lines on his face, it's the story behind them. 2, the kind of pain trait number 2, you can't Google. Let's get dark for a second. Stick with me. See, when you're young, you think heartbreak is a Taylor Swift song. Some guy ghosts you, you post a thirst trap, you move on. But when you're older, heartbreak has teeth. You've buried, people lost jobs, sat alone in apartments where the light bulbs burned out, and you didn't care enough to change them. And the man who's lived through that, he carries something younger. Guys don't. Depth. That depth isn't poetic, it's not pretty, it's quiet, heavy like the smell of rain on asphalt or the weight of an empty chair at the dinner table. Younger women, whether they know it or not, are starving for something real, something with gravity, something that hurts a little when they touch it. And guess what? That older man, the one with the haunted eyes and the steady hands, he's been broken and put himself back together, piece by bloody piece. She feels that it radiates off of him, not in pity, not in sadness, but in stillness, in the way he listens more than he speaks, in the way he isn't trying to prove anything because he's already lost everything once and survived. Let me tell you a story. There was this guy, mid-50s, used to be a musician. He loved a woman once she left, or maybe she died. He never said, but every night he'd play this old jazz tune on a beat-up piano in the corner of a dive bar downtown one night. A young woman walks in mid-20s, freshly burned by some guy who thought vulnerability was a weakness. She hears him play. She watches his fingers, not just how they move, but how they hesitate. Later, she sits beside him. She doesn't ask for his number, she asks what the song means. And that's the difference. Younger women don't want surface. They want soul, even if they don't know how to say it. And older men, they've got it in spades, not because they chased it, but because they earned it. Trait number 3, the dangerous comfort of self-control. Now this is where it gets tricky, because what younger women crave but will never admit is a man who wants them deeply and doesn't act on it. Let that sit for a second. The man who could but doesn't. That's power. Imagine this, you're an older guy. You're sitting across from a younger woman who's as beautiful as the first snowfall of the year. Her laugh is like wind chimes. Her dress slides off her shoulder when she moves, and you're ice, not cold controlled. She leans in, says something flirtatious. There's heat in the air undeniable, but you look her in the eye and say, I like where this is going, but I respect you enough not to rush it. Boom. That's it. She's hooked because every other guy would have grabbed the moment with both hands and ruined it. But not you. You know, something they don't self-control is the ultimate seduction. And it's a Stoic virtue too, isn't it? The idea that mastery over the self is more impressive than mastery over others. Younger women are constantly testing men without even realizing it. Can you hold tension? Can you handle their fire without extinguishing it or letting it burn you? Most fail. But older men who've lived, loved and lost, they pass with flying colours because they know that true attraction isn't about possession. It's about patience. It's about restraint. It's about creating a space where the flame can burn without turning to ash. That kind of man, he's rare, and women, especially younger ones, chase rarity. Like, trait number 4, oxygen 4. He's got shadows and he's not afraid of them. There's a particular kind of man who makes people nervous. Not because he's dangerous, but because he's been through dangerous. He's the guy who doesn't flinch at chaos. He doesn't panic when the power goes out. He's the guy you want in your corner when the lights go low and the wolves start circling. And here's the truth. Younger women chase that man. Not the polished, pretty boy who quotes, not the guy who talks about manifesting positive energy, but breaks down when his Wi-Fi stops working. They're drawn to the older guy who's looked his own demons in the face and said, "You again, fine, sit down." 'Cause here's the twist no one talks about. People think attraction is about light, but real magnetic attraction, it's about shadow. It's about the man who owns his flaws, instead of hiding them behind cologne. And Cash, the man who doesn't need to broadcast his pain, because it's in his eyes already carved in. He doesn't have a sob story. He's got a library of pain, and it taught him how to read others. Younger women pick up on this like static in the air. They might not know why. They can't stop thinking about him, why his voice replays in their mind at night, why that half smile he gave her felt more intimate than an entire hour of small talk with someone her age. It's because she saw the shadow, and unlike the boys who hide from theirs, this man wears his like a second skin. Here's the twist. Younger women don't chase perfection, they chase authenticity, and the older man, the Stoic man, the man who's crawled through heartbreak and come out quiet. He's real. She might not know it, but she feels safer around him. Not because he's harmless, but because he chooses not to harm. That's the kind of power most men never earn. That's the kind of power most women never trait. 5, forget. 5. He doesn't need her, and that's exactly why she wants him. Let's talk about the final quality and warning. This one stings younger women, chase older men. 'Cause he doesn't need her, that sounds cold, right? But it's not. It's magnetic, because when you're a woman in your 20s, the world is a fog of compliments, cheap attention, and men who treat your body like it's the prize at the bottom of a cereal box. Everyone wants something from you, but then she meets him. He's older, wiser, and when he looks at her, it's different. He sees her, but he doesn't cling. He appreciates her, but he doesn't orbit her. Why? Because he doesn't need her to complete him. He's built his own peace. That's the Stoic advantage. Older men who've done the inner work don't need a woman to fix them, heal them, or give them worth. They're already whole, and that's the paradox. Women are drawn to men who don't chase them, like a solution, that older guy. He'll hold her gaze and not flinch. He'll enjoy her company, but never beg he'll let her go if she wants to leave, because he knows love should be a choice, not a rescue mission. And the second she realizes he's okay without her, she starts chasing him, not out of desperation, but because for the first time she sees a man who won't collapse under the weight of her affection. A man who can hold her, not to possess her, but to honor her. That's rare, and that's why younger women don't just want older men. They chase them, not because of the age gap, not because of the experience, but because older men have something most younger guys don't: silence in the storm, stillness in the chaos, and peace even when alone. So before you write yourself off because of your age, before you assume younger women want something shiny and loud. Now, if this hit home for you, don't just scroll away, leave a comment, share your experience, or just drop a still standing below, because someone out there needs to know the storm may howl, but the Stoic man stands